Hello everyone, my name is Rahel Dewandana and we are from Group 19 with solar power as our main topic. And we are going to present about the Desertec project, the prospect and the challenge. So the main idea of the Desertec project is based on the solar power potential in the desert area. As you can see here, the red circle represents the desert areas worldwide. The average irradiation energy on the desert surface is about 6 until 8 kilowatt-hour per meter square. The concept planning of this project is to harness renewable energies from the Middle East and North Africa and transfer them to Europe to provide a green and sustainable electricity supply. The main primary generation is by using concentrated solar panels and integrates it with other renewable energies. So let's assume that the world's energy consumption in 2050 is predicted to be 50,000 terawatt-hour per year, and if 50% of it come from the deserts worldwide, we only need 130,000 kilometers square, or it's only 0.31% of the Earth's desert area. However, the development of this project will face many challenges, such as multilateral policy and environmental impacts, and it will be explained by my friends.
This part, policy needs, we focus on the overall political fundamentals and the success of our project. Control social policy, and in time we deal with the local court and diverse social issues such as those affected. In terms of cutting edge research, we are committed to the transition from fossil fuels to sustainable electricity generation. Hence, in the meantime, we ensure that the idea of making is democratic, transparent, and on target. Our plastic policies focus on reducing greenhouse gas emissions through diversity informed by the social model and smart concepts. In terms of resources, in in time we plan to strengthen the fruit and the prices of long-term fuel and uranium. Regarding important information, it works to enlighten new energy sources to strengthen our network, and we work fully to secure it against potential risks. Hence, we ultimately build a successful economic project on approved technical and economic models and develop comprehensive, diverse, and uncertain projects. Every step is aimed at the long-term success and sustainability of our project. Let's move to our next slide where Hadi will deliver.
In this part, I'll present the solar power cost in the Desertec project. The total estimated average cost is 666 billion euro for the planet and the links. 558 billion euro is for the planet, and the rest is for the links between the North Africa and Europe. Electrical generation cost is 0.079 euro per kilowatt hour in 2010 value of the euro, and it will decrease up to 0.05 euro kilowatt per hour per kilowatt hour in 2025. Project will be economical enough to supply 50% of the region needs of electricity. And when we are saying region, we are talking about Europe, North Africa, and Middle East. Finally, project expected to be commercially available between 2020 and 2035 with some subside support from the Europe countries, and will be totally independent by 2035 without any subside supports. In the next slide, we'll show table for project cost data for Europe countries, and the next slides will be presented by my classmate.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce some of the international challenges that are encountered when doing a project like this. So it needs cooperation between governments. This is a proposal that would be European countries develop on African lands. So who has control over this development? Who's going to own the energy once it's built? because it's a European. This is funded by a project that's based in Europe, but it's built in lands that are controlled by MENA countries. So that's something that needs to be established from the beginning, and it needs to make sure that this is controlled clearly. And then the potential impacts from this, if the MENA countries decide that this isn't working for them and they decide to cut off supply, where you've then got a dependence on an energy source that's from a nation, and if you can't guarantee that that source is going to be there long term, then the whole system would break down. So it requires there to be a long-term agreement between these countries that will enable this energy source to be used long term. So after this, Afrizal is going to introduce some of the environmental impacts that come from a project like this.
And last, let's we talk about the environmental impact. Biodiversity issues in Desertec are not problematic, because Middle East and North Africa deserts are classified as a true desert. It means they have almost zero wildlife and biomass. Solar energy is unlikely to cause environmental noise compared to other renewable energy sources such as geothermal and wind. Since the project is built in the middle of deserts, there is no visual impact from this project, because the location is far from where the community live. Water pollution is a harmful risk that needs to be controlled due to the potential for oil and chemical spills, such as chemical inhibitors used in maintenance process. And with the current PV technology, if this initiative is achieved, it would allow 38% of CO2 emission reduction in Europe by 2050 compared to business as usual. And that's all of our presentation. Thank you for your attention.